Good evening, guys. Bill McMillan here with NDWX.com, 6:30 on Thursday evening, and our next storm system is approaching off to our northwest, and this is primarily going to be a northern Indiana event, but a significant one at that, as snow overspreads northern Indiana late tonight and continues through the day on Friday. At times, very heavy snow can be expected, potentially in excess of 1 inch an hour across northern Indiana. We could see a couple of light snow showers across north-central portions of the state later this evening. Those will not amount to much. The bigger deal certainly will be the heavy snow across northern portions of the state, and that will continue through the day Friday before beginning to diminish in overall intensity Friday evening and Friday night. At that point, a cold front will begin to seep further south and will allow colder air to penetrate into central Indiana as we go through the evening and nighttime hours on Friday. And we'll have our own issues to contend with over the weekend, Saturday into Sunday, especially Saturday evening into Sunday, with multiple waves of moisture that will ride up along this pressing front into the state. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for northern portions of the state. Again, along the state line here, wouldn't surprise us to see amounts in excess of 1 foot before things begin to finally wind down Friday evening, Friday night. As the heavy snow event gets underway across northern Indiana, central portions of the state will enjoy a mostly dry Friday with highs topping out generally in the low, potentially even mid-40s. A warm front will be off to our north. And further south, across downstate Indiana, temperatures can be expected to approach 50 degrees. So while northern Indiana is dealing with the significant snow, and by the way, certainly if you have travel plans across northern portions of the state, certainly you may want to rethink those and plan for significant travel disruption tomorrow into tomorrow night. Something to keep in mind for sure. As we advance this and look at the GFS forecast model, as mentioned, colder air begins to seep in here tomorrow evening and during the day Saturday, and another wave of moisture will ride up along this frontal boundary, and this could be a wintry mix of sleet, freezing rain, and potentially snow for central Indiana. We still have to fine-tune the details in terms of precipitation type and overall amounts. It doesn't appear to be an overall significant event from a precipitation perspective. However, it doesn't take much in terms of freezing rain to create issues, so we're going to keep a very close eye on things as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. I will also say that there's going to be a final wave of moisture along this boundary as we go into Sunday evening into Monday morning. And while the GFS is not as impressed as the NAM, which I'll show you here in just a moment, let's keep an eye on that Sunday evening into Monday morning forecast as well, as a final piece of energy comes out along this pressing cold front. It could provide more of central Indiana with the potential of freezing or frozen precipitation, likely more in the terms of snowfall if this wave does indeed track further off to the northwest, as the cold air will be a little bit deeper, and I think we'd be looking at more in the way of snow versus ice Sunday evening into Monday morning, if indeed this final piece of energy is further northwest, such as what the NAM would suggest. Bottom line, guys, is it's a rather complicated setup here as we go into the weekend. We're dry across central Indiana tomorrow and briefly milder, low 40s, potentially mid-40s in some portions of central Indiana, before we begin to get into an issue of sleet and freezing rain in waves coming out. Generally light, but again, when we're talking freezing rain, it can be significant no matter the amount of the freezing rain. So we'll keep an eye on things certainly as we go through the night and into Friday. In the meantime, stay tuned to NDWX.com, and we'll talk with you soon.